All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Cold Cast presentation. I'm your casting host, Beef. With me is Panny, and we're going to be bringing you some more coverage of HoN Tour Cycle number 3. Panny, we're in the loose bracket round of 2, where stayGreen, fresh off their win over Team Excellent, are taking on the Internet Gangsters. I mean, I'm feeling good about this match, man.
Dude, I am definitely feeling good. After seeing SG lose another game to Excellent, it feels like they can fall at any moment.
It certainly
So I'm
does.
I'm scared for them. I'm scared for their lives right now.
Yeah, I mean, their record so far in this event is 4-3, whereas they have not dropped more than one map this entire season previously. So SG looking perhaps their most vulnerable right now, and we're gonna have to see just how strong they're looking here against the Internet Gangsters, who are maybe looking the strongest that we've seen them.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, a top 6 finish would not be favorable for SG, but would boost iGee a lot farther than they would want. So this is a big match for iGee. I mean, it's not only them getting a better seed, but it's also them and points. It's also them proving to the community that they're a top tier team. Because I don't think many people consider them top 3, if
No.
maybe top 5 at the most.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If they want to prove themselves, they got to do it now.
Well, that's what they're going to be looking to do right here. A win over SG would definitely propel them up a few spots in a lot of people's books. But SG, they're fighting for pride. They want to go ahead and maintain their streak of five. Yeah, they're currently on 5 HoN Tour championships in a row. So they want to keep going with that one. But let's take a look at the game that's going on right now. First ban overall, Prisoner 945. Hero's been just absolutely bursting onto the scene, along with Scout, Warbeast, and Engineer. Those ones a little bit more expected, but definitely throwing out a couple bans on those very strong suicides.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy the fact that they're banning a lot of pushers from IG. I think that's one of the weak points that SG finds in its opponents, and it's just a very, very strong lineup that SG has mastered, with Belphegor especially. And even Ophelia, even Wild Soul, that they banned themselves the Ophelia. So I like the fact that IG is kind of getting rid of that strategy, and they're going to make it a much more interesting game. It looks like they have a lot of action-packed heroes right now. We have one support from each side. We got Master of Arms for Legion, Torture for Hellborn, and we got, of course, Pebbles and Lodestone, who are going to be the mid and the suicide. So they have some nice initiation there. SG has a bit more ability to hide their picks. We don't really know where Rally's going to be going. He could go suicide. He could go mid. But I think the next pick's going to decide that. And the only thing we have yet to see from each side is a hard carry, a semi-carry. We'll see. Now that's going to show what type of lineup they're really looking for.
Yeah, whether we do see that early-based mid-game aggression, or whether these teams are going to try to turtle it out a little bit more, take it into the later stages of the game, and really rely on those carries. We'll see here very, very soon. Now, some of those stronger carries, I mean, you got Corrupted Disciple, Wild Soul, definitely heroes that teams have been really liking, especially stayGreen, liking both those quite a bit recently, and Insania choosing to remove those, along with Belphegor. Don't want to get pushed too hard between the Tempest, Torture, and Belphegor combination. But now Insania taking his time here, and clearly a very methodical, meticulous drafter even. Really just trying to make sure that he covers all of his bases with this next pick.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be a very important pick. In my opinion, I really like to see a Hag this game. Not only do I feel like it fits the lineup of Legion, and it also gives them a lot of burst damage as well as the hard carry, but I feel like Chelsea's been playing a lot of Hag lately, and he's been doing it very well. So I feel like if you don't pick Hag against SG, you need to ban it. And I mean, they go with the Antro pick right now, so they're hinting obviously at a 2-2-1 or a tri-lane lineup, but they want to hide their carry, I guess. They don't really want to show their cards fully, and it's a smart thing to do in the drafting stage. You can definitely counter a hard carry when you see one. As for SG, we know that they have the support in the jungler, so they have to go for either a hard carry or either a short lane hero right now, or a suicide, or something in the lane with Torture mid. They still have a lot of options.
They certainly do. Got about 60 seconds to go ahead and think it out as well. And I mean, Insania and Swindlelands, I would compare them almost directly to one another in terms of the way that they draft, the way that they think about the game. I kind of feel like Swindlelands probably the most knowledgeable person in the scene, and Insania is kind of right there after him. Probably in the top 5, if not the top 3, I would say. And looks like Swindlemelons is going to go ahead and grab the Keeper of the Forest. Immediately, snap pick from iGee is Sandwraith. So Insania perhaps spoon-feeding them that Keeper pick and then going with something he feels is going to be able to counter this SG lineup.
Yeah, I really like the Sandwraith pick. I feel like it adds so much to the IG lineup, and it gives them the ability to win. Sandwraith is just a hero that he's very viable early, mid, and late game. He's probably one of the only hard carries that can do that. So I really like this pick because, of course, you don't want to be going up late game against this SG lineup unless they do not pick a hard carry right now. But at the same time, you can with the Sandwraith pick, and you can also win early to mid game. So they have a couple of ways they can choose to play their lineup. They can either go for that very aggressive lineup straight on, maybe go tri-lane, or they could just go babysit that Sandwraith, babysit that Pebbles, suicide the Lodestone, get enough farm on each hero, get some level 6s going, especially on Lodestone and Sandwraith, and then just start ganking from there.
And there's
and
the
as for
Wretched Hag.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. Chessie playing a lot more of that hero recently, and he readies up on it quite quickly. So this is a very similar lineup to what we actually saw in game number 2 of SG versus Excellent. I don't know if you happen to watch that series, but it was definitely Keeper, Tempest, Wretched Hag. Trying to remember their other heroes, but they're kind of
Engineer.
escaping me. NG.
Who with Swindle was playing Fade, I think.
Yeah, Fade NG was the middle lane. So very similar. Going to be running the Rally Torture instead of that NG Fade, though.
Yeah, a bit of different picks, of course, from iGee compared to Excellent. They do have that Lodestone. They have a lot of AoE damage this time. Team Excellent did have that, but they had the Gladiator, and it was a bit of an unviable pick, just not very standard. Does a lot of damage, but he's not a Sandwraith. He's not somebody that can participate whenever you want him to, and I just feel like Sandwraith, in my opinion, is just one of the, or if not the, okay, game gets remade, strongest hard carries, just because he's ultimate, it allows him to farm and join the fight whenever he wants to. So he never really has to be nervous about positioning and knowing when to TP. He always has that ulti ready.
It's definitely going to be something that is going to allow him to get into these fights, but as we do go into a quick remake here, we'll be getting back into the game momentarily. But Panny, I got to get your gut feeling here. First question, do you think stayGreen is going to win this match?
Do you mean the series or the game?
The series.
The series. Ooh. I'm going to say they're going to win 2-1, and iGee is going to win game 1.
iGee's going to win game 1, really?
And I think SG will take game 2 and 3, yeah.
It does seem like when SG drops a map, they do drop that first map. It's pretty rare that they'll drop maps 2 or 3. Only Lions has been able to force game 2 or 3 drop in the last, pretty much this season of HoN Tour.
Yeah, this week, pretty much. But the game, you should definitely get in here. And
I'm working on it. I can't
send
find
you an invite.
Wow.
We have
D&D.
Oscar. Oh, you are in D&D, okay.
Tank Panny. Da 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 da. Gonna go ahead and join this game with my Panny.
Oh god, Swindle's like ready, and there's this random guy sitting on Brown, and he doesn't even notice. He's like, "You're missing Chessie, man."
I think you could use Chessie. Like that's a player that you do not want not being on your team.
Definitely, but game's finally gonna get started here, and this means a lot. Yeah, Oscar 98. That was who connected.
Panny, chat is requesting confirmation that you're shirtless.
Am I allowed to confirm or deny?
Yeah, I would say you are.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Same.
Same clothes, different day.
That's just the way that it works, and it looks like will get all the heroes correct right away. It looks like they just went ahead and swapped up Limp and Minuts. So,
yeah, okay.
No big deal.
Running top. Oh, pause.
And into a pause. There you go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and play some commercials. YOLO commercials here, Panny. I don't know.
Let's do it.
Panny, what's going on in your life? What can you tell the viewers about? What's good?
I'm in school right now.
Yeah.
What else?
What are you studying?
I'm actually like undecided right now.
Okay.
So, but I have plans to go to America next year to study. So that's probably when I will be disappearing from HoN. Just because I probably won't have time at all for games. If I'm studying in America, it's kind of weird timing for American players in general for most competitive games. Obviously, I'll try to play for fun, but depends where I go. And besides that, started a week ago, so it's all good. Got classes like 3 days a week, so it gives me a lot of time to do what I love to do, and it's play HoN and get numbers. Except I haven't got any numbers yet, so
Wow, Panny,
still got to work on that one.
I don't know, man. You got to get some numbers. It's just something you got to do.
Greek girls are just hard to get, man. They're not the same. They're not
nice. Easy like American girls. Is that what you're saying, Panny?
I mean, they're not as open as
BM.
American girls.
I heard HoNcast.
I love
is
American
dead.
girls. Are they really?
Yeah, I just looked at, and yeah, sure enough, the stream is offline. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there.
HoNcast just posted, I think, something occupied on Twitch, hiccuped on Twitch side. Nothing was looking bad on my side with 0 drops. So I started the stream though, so hopefully in 3-4 minutes it will come back up.
All right.
Okay. So besides that, yeah.
Nice.
Life's good, Beef.
I'm glad to hear it, Panny. I'm glad to hear that life is going well. I always love having you on here for Colecast. You've been one of the more consistent co-casters that I've had over the last year of Colecast.
Yep, the only Greek guy, representing my country and my voice.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I think I had one other Greek person. I can't recall who, though.
I mean, it depends how Greek you're talking. I mean, if you're talking Greek, it's like only Fibeli.
Yeah, I was thinking it might have been Fibeli. I've also had Breaky on, and Breaky's Greek.
Yeah, Breaky is Greek. That's true. It's a shame he doesn't speak. I really want Breaky to visit Greece. He can see his motherland.
That'd be sweet.
It'll be fun.
That'd be sweet.
I mean, besides that, I'm just excited to be here with Beef because that's what I love doing. Hanging out with Beef. It's a hobby of mine.
Oh, I'm glad. Do I not read tweet? Like, what is going on? I just haven't even. I don't know. I haven't been reading chat at all. Okay, looks like we're taking a little bit of a break for some fun times. Like, this is actually ridiculous. Panny Patterson.
Hello.
Hello,
Beef.
I'm really good at filling time.
Do you like to make? Okay, never mind.
What?
Do you like to make triangles like with the?
Oh, absolutely. I love boxes.
The yellow thing, yeah.
Yeah, boxes are great.
Yeah, that's what I always do when I stream. Make boxes all the time, or I like triangles, but
yeah,
same stuff.
So if I make that right there, like this, and then I move the camera. Oh wow! Oh 3D boxes.
Oh damn! No way.
Yep. Definitely way.
There was actually a time on HoNcast where like a game was paused for a very long time, and I remember Breaky was drawing so many boxes.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was good. Oh, how do you turn your screen down, or your point of view?
It is the /.
Oh jeez.
Oh, this is getting real. This is getting.
Gotta find out on my keyboard.
I don't know what's going on. Anyway, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, of course you're not streaming this. I mean, why else would you be sitting in this game?
I'm not even reading all chat. Like, is there an issue here? I don't know what's going on. So guys, I guess just don't read all chat if there's an issue. Anyway, so Panny, Sound Blaster Heroes League qualifier number 2 for the international region is starting on Monday. I know you had expressed some interest in signing a team up. I know that there's quite a few others. What are your predictions? Who's going to be going into the finals for that event?
Okay, so Lions and SG are the teams that both qualified, right?
USA and SG.
Oh, USA. Okay, so then Lions. My money's on Lions. It kind of depends how the brackets are as well. It's hard to say, but I'd put my money on Lions 100%. And iGee/TMSR. It's probably the safest.
I think TMSR might not be playing.
Oh, they might not.
I talked to Casey just a short while ago, and he was saying that unfortunately people were going to be busy for this qualifier, so it didn't look like they were going to be playing in this one. Instead, going to rely on qualifying in the last 4 spots.
Still fine. I'm sure they can qualify.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have too much of a problem towards the end. But I mean, there still is some teams that always give competition. Like, I don't know if Justice League is playing these qualifiers, and they're a pretty good team. They are
Excellent is in there.
Excellent. Okay, I forgot about Excellent. I guess Excellent / iGee then.
Yeah, they're going to be up there.
I don't know if anybody else.
Swag Nation is playing.
Are they playing this one?
They are.
Okay.
They are indeed. What are your thoughts on that team? I mean, Vian Sensation getting Fundsmeisters, Lapped, Probusk together, along with Mickey.
It's hard for me to comment.
Salty?
My prediction is they'll do decent, but I don't know how long they're going to last as a team.
Interesting. Did you happen to read the interview that Zlap did on Honcast.com?
I did, actually.
He seemed pretty confident about just trying to stick around and have some fun with his buddies.
The thing is, I feel like Zlap is a player that is like that. It's just you have to make sure all 5 players are consistent. I mean, it's not like I'm hinting at any player that doesn't want to be in the team or anything, but I feel like when you're in a new team like that, and when you're starting in bronze, and when you don't really have a person, you don't have like 5 players who are very, very experienced. It's not very easy to keep a consistent team. That's just how it is. Like unless it's 5, like TMSR for example, guys who have all played competitively, iGee, and they know how it feels to be in a team for a long time with the ups and downs, etc. Then I feel like it's more safe. But new teams, the main reason why they're disbanded is because they can't make it through those ups and downs. I mean, obviously the downs. So that's why I said I'm not sure how long they're going to last. It's hard to say, but I hope they stay together long. But you can never know with new teams. It's very hard to predict. That's why I hate making hype around new teams, because they could disband the next day, and then it's like, oh wow, that was stupid.
Yeah, they certainly can fall apart pretty dang quick. Oh my God, where did that even go? Oh, that is a big line. That is 100.
You have a line.
That is a lot of zeros.
Actually, I want to
1.2 billion unit line.
Damn. You beat my record. Oh, whoa! I got. What the heck?
That's a lot of zeros, Panny. Panny, can this game get started already? I don't even know what these guys are doing.
I don't think so. I think this is actually just a podcast.
Oh, it certainly is. Well, I mean, let's just talk about. Well, speaking of podcasts, there is going to be a podcast on Monday, I believe, about 12:30 Eastern. That's going to be 18:30 Central European Standard Time or Summertime. Standard Time is coming up, about a month away. Oh, that's a G. Dropping G's.
Drop them G's, boy.
Yo. All right, getting back into this one, guys. So here's a new Earth right here. For those of you that are just joining us, Losers Bracket Round 2 for HoN Tour Season Number 2, Cycle 3. And, Internet Gangsters and Team stayGreen going to be fighting in the Losers Bracket Round 2, trying to figure out which is going into the top 3 and which one will have their run ended here. iGee looking very strong so far this cycle, and stayGreen, I mean, they've struggled a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It is stayGreen though. Never count them out. Nice comeback against them. Excellent. Like they've played the last series, so I feel like they're still feeling pretty good right now. I mean, especially that Excellent was a team that finished second last cycle, I believe, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, you still have to feel very, very good and confident about winning the whole thing when you beat the team that was the runner-up last time. We have some Swindle's just scouting. Nobody should really die unless it's iGee that gets picked off, but they have the weaker lineup. They got the Keeper Tempest, doesn't really do too much early game, or at all, level 1. But you see the jungle actually getting warded a bit.
Yeah, quite a few being thrown down here. Now, Zefreak did place a ward of sight himself, but it was not in position to actually scout out where any of those wards might have been down. So it will be rather difficult for Minus to actually get these rev wards down in the correct positions. Does have 2 rev wards and only has 2 camps available to him, so gonna have to keep an eye on Minus and see where exactly he will place these rev wards. He'll first wait and see just which camps are blocked before then trying to analyze. And I like the placement here from Sender. Sender and Insania both placing in some interesting and creative spots.
Yeah, the ward from Insania, it should be countered because you can block that camp a bit to the left, and that's when most people do it. But then again, it's it's up to the person who's counter warding and where they feel like it is. But yeah, we'll see if Minus does. He can always rotate jungles and maybe get boots or something, but it's not going to be an easy ride for Minus if that happens.
Alrighty, well, in the bottom lane, Insania was trying to get a counter ward onto the pull, but unfortunately was not quite able to. Might be able to put some damage out onto Keeper of the Forest, though. Already doing quite a bit, and will drop the Comet Stun to throw in a couple more autos, so Keeper definitely taking some damage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is Keeper of the Forest, though, so he is going to be able to survive in this lane. Shouldn't really die. If anybody purchases deaths, they should be able to notice that and play a bit more passive and start pulling the lane if needed. Top, we got Lodestone against Hag, so decently even lane because Lodestone does have pooled regen. He has the lane in his favor right now as well, so he's going to get some pretty decent farm, but you do expect Hag to win that lane. And mid, of course, the most important lane.
Yeah, there you got Torture and Rally going to be squaring off against Master of Arms Pebbles. And it's going to be really interesting here. Chain Reaction Stun already connecting, but Fuzzy taking a lot of damage from Torture. Both Tort and Hag putting out a lot of damage. But in the bottom lane, Andromeda throwing out the autos as well. So we'll keep an eye on it. Rune Control already going the way of what appears to be the Legion squad as Andromeda picks up a double damage. Level 2, going to be roaming to the middle lane, and we'll see if stayGreen's aware of this. If not, I mean, this could be a dead Torture.
It could be, yeah. I mean, you are going up against a rally, though, so it's very, very difficult to kill. And that's why he might not even attempt to do it. It looks like he's trying to make up his mind here, going back and forth, but gonna just go back bottom. I don't even, like, even if SG doesn't know, they still have to be pretty pushed up for everything to happen. But yeah, mid's always the most important lane, so we'll see how that goes. I think it's going to be bottom taking a lot of harass.
Yeah,
and top
Keeper
actually,
definitely
too.
taking some damage, but Lodestone, as you mentioned, taking some up there. So Chessie doing very good in this lane, and now Zibby going to have to use the rocket drill, but Chessie looking for the perfect positioning to try to survive himself, as Lodestone was maybe trying to set up a counter kill. But Lodestone, does he have a bottle coming at some point? Yes, he does have a bottle in the courier already, so he's going to be able to get the regen from that. And nice job in that suicide lane to get that early bottle before you run out of regen.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I got sidetracked for 1 second. Jesus, man. Didn't go D&D before this game. Okay.
Suffer.
So, Minus, did he... Okay, so he invested 2 wards into getting that, which is fine, I guess. I mean, he doesn't... You can farm 3 camps easily, so it's good for him that he can do that as well, so it doesn't really have to change jungles. And it's been more of a trend lately to just still be able to run a jungler and just counter ward the camps. But he's doing a great job of that. Keeper actually getting Andromeda very low, and that's kind of what I'm scared about in this bottom lane is you have a Keeper of the Forest. Sure, in the beginning he's going to get a bit of out-harassed, but later right now Andrew's going to do 0 damage to him. He's got a lot of armor. Andrew has a really bad range in auto-attacking, so it's going to get to the point where he just can't harass his Keeper out of the lane.
Oh, middle lane, though, Master of Arms in some trouble. Turns around with a Forked Lightning, and MOA is going to drop. They get the counter kill into Torture. So 1-for-1 trade on the supports in the middle lane, but SG definitely coming out on top with the Bloodlust. They've got a pretty significant resource advantage now, and a lot of that coming in from Tempest, who's already hit level 5, and really from the Keeper of the Forest, who's having a highly successful suicide against a dual lane.
Yep, level 5 right now. I mean, currently 160 GPM. So, oh, he might actually be falling here.
He could. There's a Rev Ward available, and Andromeda going to look and try to see which direction Keeper will go. And now Keeper going to be able to get out of range of that Rev Ward. So we'll be just fine, but is now going to have to be very cautious when he does venture back toward the Lation. A little bit curious that Andromeda chose to go with a Rev Ward instead of a Dust, I suppose. Lower investment cost for just the one-time use. But either way, a Dust likely would have killed that Keeper, but this Rev Ward's going to have a longer lasting effect.
Yeah, definitely. I think he just didn't have gold for the Rev, and I thought he was going to use it to just counter or unblock the pull, but he's going to try to get a kill on. Sadly, it doesn't work, but it still leaves Keeper right now with no mana, so it still does its job and should keep Keeper out of the lane for a bit. I mean, he's still playing pretty aggressive, but yeah, it feels like SG's definitely already had just in terms of laning phase right now. They have Hag doing well top, they have Keeper getting XP bottom, and they're winning mid. So everything is going in their way right now. It just depends on how they execute the Tempest in pushing, and how they choose to use Keeper and ganks as well. I mean, that's the two most important things with these heroes. And for iGee, it's just getting that farm on that Sandwraith fast and getting ganks and not stopping, because mid game it's going to be a hard fight for iGee against that Keeper Tempest.
Certainly is. Tempest going to be trying to come in and at least attempt a gank, but this is Lodestone going to be falling back pretty significantly. Invisible Torture in the middle lane could set up a kill on either Master of Arms or Pebbles. And we'll have to see if they're going to go. There's the Compel into the chain reaction on the two different targets, though. Trying to get both of them. They're instead only going to get Master of Arms here. But Pebbles getting very low. Going to drag some creeps as well. And he's going to be alright. No potion going to be available for him. Needs to be careful up here that he does not get Compel stunned down by Rally. And there's the Compel into the chain reaction. Dodge, though. And Pebbles going to drop the Chuck instead. Rally taking some damage. Sandwraith ultimate going to be going off right here. And they will get the counter kill into Torture. And if Sandwraith has the dagger, he does. Going to be going in here onto Rally. But here comes Tempest. Going to be trying to help out. Andromeda is there as well. But now Andromeda going to be the target. There's the Compel stun. And Andro will fall. Elemental Void onto Sandwraith. More so to defend Rally than anything else. SG comes out on top there with another 2 kills.
Yeah, nice play by them. I mean, to explain what happened mid with the whole Pebbles, or with the whole going on Pebbles as well as MOA, Z-Freak pretty much just did that so Swindlemonks could get his ulti off on Rally. It would have been disjointed otherwise, just because of the fact that MOA would have stunned him. But he did have Impalement, so he doesn't have, the bonds that can do some more damage to Pebbles. The Impalement will hit wherever it hits, so, sad for them. And then nice turnaround from Fuzi. I mean, he still did survive that whole thing. So really nice play from iGee coming out. Nice turnaround from Minot, so, I mean, towards the end, made some big plays happen and saved the teammate and got a kill.
Always works out. Now that resource lead, pretty gigantic for SG here, and this is kind of the problem. If you do opt to go no jungler against jungler, I mean, SG just seems to have a very, very well-crafted team. I mean, this is probably as close to a perfect team for SG as you get. Keeper of the Forest plus Tempest, you've got the Rally, and then Wretched Hag. This is just a great team, a really nice draft coming out. And so far, iGee's draft has not been able to contend here in the early game, and I don't really see it getting much better in the mid game.
Yep, that is true. I mean, it's one of the teams that you have to do well and start snowballing early game for it to be very strong mid game. We're gonna have to wait and see when Pebbles gets that portal key. He's gonna be taking a triple stack right now, so gonna boost him up to about 1,000 gold. See if he goes Steam Boots or straight for the portal key. Fuzi generally likes to go Steam Boots first. And of course, how well Sandwraith farms. Looks like he almost has an Energizer right now. Just needs another 100 gold for that. And or actually, no, he has it. So he's going to be delivered that. And I mean, now when they set up ganks, they can be 5 right away with that Sandwraith ulti. So if they can make some really smart plays happen and focus on who does not have a TP on SG and who does, they can maybe set up a nice team fight and give them the boost that they need to get into that mid-game stage.
Well, we'll have to see just how effective they get there, and I think that's going to be something else they're waiting for. Is that portal key that you mentioned on Pebbles. Does end up going to Steam Boots first, but once you got the portal key combination with maybe like a level 11 Sandwraith, that's going to be pretty deadly. The problem is retaining their towers and how quickly they're going to be able to get that portal key against a Keeper Tempest. It cannot possibly come too soon.
Yeah, definitely. They are doing a nice job of stacking, though, as you can see right now. I mean, this is really huge for iGee. Futhi has 500 gold saved up. If he gets all the creeps in the stack, he's going to get about another 500 gold. So he's honestly not looking too far from that portal key. But then again, it's all up to when SG pushes more than when he gets his portal key. Because he's going to try to get that before they push the tower, or at least during their tower push. You do have to think as well that they do have Aurora and the what are they called? The goo from MOA. So they can definitely counter push in their own right. But of course, SG has a lineup with the rally that's centered around diving towers if they need to, and they will when they want to force a fight. So Swinamon's right now 1.1k saved up. We'll see if he chooses to go straight for a portal key, and if he does, it's going to be hinting at a very aggressive mid-game strategy for SG.
Yeah, I really feel like the initiation power of that portal key is going to be clutch. Here in the back, it looks like Tempest going to be maybe trying to set up a kill onto one, but not going to be able to really get it just yet. Keeper taking damage in the bottom lane, but really not a whole lot of action going on.
Yep. Looks like it's just going to be a bit of a farm fest until Pebbles and Rally get their main items. Oh, bottom actually, initiation going to happen right now. Keeper the Forest.
Yeah, they're going to grab Keeper the Forest here. Great TP coming in from Lodestone. Had that haste turn as well, and able to make great use of it. Setting up a kill on a Keeper of the Forest. Up top, there's going to be a Sandwraith ultimate used here, and they're actually going to go on mid. And so Zergo gets credit for that double tap. Hag gonna blink on in. They're gonna try to turn this around onto Pebbles. Bat Blast does go out, but Lodestone's there, actually using the Shatter Storm, but not gonna be able to get Pebbles. Oh, never mind.
Beautiful.
They get Rally
Beautiful.
and Wretched Hag, and just like that, the resource lead gold is all but evaporated, and the experience is within 2,000.
Yeah, that was a really nice plays. I mean, you also have to notice that Sandwraith got 4 kills right there, or sorry, 3. And that's really huge for iGee. You see right now, he just got an energize like 2 minutes or 3 minutes ago, and he already has another 2,000 gold saved up. Really nice plays coming on. That's what I'm talking about, the power of Sandwraith. He can ulti whenever he wants to. He can set up kills, as well as just rape, like not in the bad way, but in the HoN way, of course, which we always use. And I mean, if you noticed right there, the Lodestone ulti did so much damage against the Hag. You have to think, though, Hag has 720 HP right now with Steam Boots on Intelligence. And Pebbles had a really nice check on to that with, I think it was a Rally. Yeah, it was a Rally. He chucked Sandwraith. Sandwraith got the auto attacks that he needed left, and they owned. And, that's what I'm talking about, is that I feel like iGee, if they get that snowballing effect that they have right now, they're going to take off so hard, and it's going to be such an easier game for them against SG.
Yeah, and they're trying to get that platform to jump off of right now, and SG, the momentum that they had, being crushed down a little bit. SG, of course, still in a comfortable position. They do manage to get some warriors down.
Oh, Keeper.
And yeah, they're trying to catch Keeper one more time. Limp has been dusted out, and the auto attacks are going to be enough to finish him off. He goes down. Middle lane looks like Pebbles and Master of Arms trying to make something happen. Rally's got to compel up here in about 3 seconds, but looks like he will back off, not being able to get the kill onto Pebbles. And just like that, 5 kills in a row now for the Legion team. They're definitely trying to make a comeback in this game, and they're looking pretty good. The longer that they draw this out without taking significant economic damage at the hands of Keeper and Tempest, they will have a pretty decent, later mid-game advantage.
You're not going anywhere.
Right now, Rally getting an Invis rune, but he broke it, I think. Or no. Lodestone actually got the Invis rune, and Rally's in a lot of trouble. Has the compel, is going to be trying to get away, but there's the Sandwraith ultimate, and the final auto attacks with Deserted to bring him down, and he gets an... Where was that other kill? He got a Torture in the middle lane.
Pebbles actually was fighting with Torture, chucked him back to the creeps mid, and he got very low. Wasn't able to finish him off, though, and the Sandwraith ulti killed him. So
Big?
Yeah, I mean, Zergo's 6-0 right now, man. This is huge for iGee. 450 gold per minute right now. He finally is the top farmer in the game right now. What did he just buy a sword?
He did. Sword of the High.
I think he did. And it's huge. I mean,
gigantic.
You're expecting in a game like this for SG to push before Sandwraith gets a mock, before Pebbles gets anything more than a portal key. And the fact that all these ganks are going off, the fact that iGee's playing just flawlessly right now,
Yeah.
it's not going to go in favor of FSG, and they're going to have to try to turtle, or they're going to have to try to get a pick off, or else they're not going to be able to just push straight on. They will lose the team fight if Sanders has a Mark of the Brilliance and Pebbles has that portal key. It's going to be very, very difficult. Speaking of Pebbles mid right now.
And there's a charge shot. Chucks him backward. Compel is used, but here's Lodestone. Gonna use the head smash and the rocket drill. Stuns him down. Wretched Hag is there as well, taking some damage. Bottom lane, Sandwraith is getting ulted by both Tempest and I think Keeper of the Forest. Yes, he did. So they get a very important kill on the Sandwraith, but they lose Rally in the middle lane, and it looks like it is going to be a little bit of tower trading going on. Middle tier 1 for bottom tier 1, and so it shall be.
Yep, nice kill by SG. Of course, they did use a lot of resources though for that kill, so we'll see if iGee can maybe capitalize off of that. They should know that Tempest ulti is going to be down for around another 2.5 minutes or so. Keeper, probably not going to be able to fight before Keeper ulti's up unless they fight bottom right now. But they can set up whenever they want to. I mean, Sanders has that ulti up in now, so if they wanted to set something up, they could have done that. But it looks like they're going to be farming a bit more and just playing more of the defense, knowing that they do have the Sanders for late game, and they're going to crush when it gets to late game. But they need to make sure that they don't lose this lead that they've created. It's not really a lead in terms of gold and XP, but it's a lead in the sense that they should be losing right now in terms of, or they should be losing a lot more than they are. And it's saying they're actually going to run into a couple of people here, but I think they're just going to wait for that mock.
There's the dust going off as well as Sanders' ultimate. They're trying to catch Keeper of the Forest. No ultimate available for him, so Keeper should be going down by all means. Shatterstorm going to catch Tempest in the background, and now Tempest in some trouble. Does get compelled away. Z-Free gets the counter kill onto Andromeda, but Sandwraith still trying to get Tempest. Tempest is able to get out of there, though. And so that will wrap it up. iGee able to get a couple of kills right there. Yes, wow. Sandwraith actually... What am I talking about? That's actually Pebbles grabbing a kill onto Hag in the top lane. So Fusey showing off that portal key, hits level 12 off of that kill. Middle lane, they're trying for even more. I mean, things are starting to actually go 100% the way of iGee.
Yeah, I guess in Chelsea's defense, like he died because he had a Steam Boost on intelligence there. And you can see right now 758 HP. I mean, he would have lived if it was on strength. Of course, in his defense, he probably assumed Pebbles was fighting with everybody else at bottom, but that was a really sneaky play from Swoozy. He spent the whole time that they were fighting running up top and getting a really important kill. I mean, Chelsea 0-2 right now.
The only hope that they're going to have late game. Well. Maybe not. Actually, a really nice pullback there from Swindelmelons, who did end up going the Helm of the Black Legion instead of the portal key route. So sacrificing some of the initiation power and mobility to instead be tanky enough to survive some of the Pebbles and Lodestone combos, and maybe even a Sandwraith, who did just finish up the Mock of Brilliance. 18 minutes.
I feel like, okay, Tempest did go PK. I was about to say, if he doesn't go PK, they're going to have a really awkward team in team fights, and they're going to be really huddled up, and that's going to give Lodestone a huge opportunity to get a lot of ultimates up. Ooh, speaking of, okay, wait, Sanders actually going to get jumped over here.
They're going to turn this one around. Charge shot is going to be coming in. There's Sandwraith ultimate going to pop off, and they're going to catch Ratchet Hag in the background. Ratchet Hag is going to drop. Rally getting stunned out as well, and here's Lodestone going in. Shatterstorm onto 2. Torture is going to drop, and it's now just Keeper of the Forest. He's on the run. Swap backward, but there's the charge, the Comet stun, and 4 are down just like that. Panny, iGee now has a massive momentum and resource advantage in this game. I think that game 1 prediction of yours might be coming true.
I'm telling you, Beef, I really like this lineup from iGee. I think it's just incredibly aggressive, and it's one of the only lineups that you can completely say that they can win early, they can win mid, and they can win late game with this lineup. You can't do that with many lineups right now. As for SG, you could see the same thing, but I mean, look at Hag right now. He's forced to go straight chunk and head because he's getting demolished by Pebbles combination. 20 minutes in right now, he dies to a solo Pebbles combination, and Mighty Blade's going to try to save him, but Pebbles has a Soul's Borak now, and he's going to be dealing even more damage in fights. So if Chessie, the only hope for them late game, if he dies a couple of more times, this definitely could be game.
Yeah, it's getting to that point right now. And I mean, I harped on it a little bit earlier on that I thought that SG's draft was just very, very solid and that iGee wasn't going to stand much of a chance, and it certainly seemed that way 10 minutes into the game. But SG gave up a little bit. iGee capitalized with some kills, and now they're going to be just rolling on through. Now that they've given them the portal key and the Mocker Brilliance, I mean, this is everything that you need. You talked about it earlier. This is everything iGee needs to hold off pushes and take this game into any stage that they want to. And now they're starting to execute it pretty flawlessly. Lodestone's got his own portal key plus nearly 2,000 more gold. And I mean, things are just not looking good for SG. They're going to have to rely on some massive wombo combo and perhaps some overextension, some inexperience from the side of iGee if they want to get back into this game.
Lightning speed.
Yeah, Pebbles actually going to get blue buffed over here by Master of Arms. Nothing going to happen though. Sea Freak does get out of range for him to jump. I'm curious to see if, I feel like Lodestone would be a really good pickup if he could get a barrier, just because of how much damage he would nullify from Hellborn. Before I speak, actually,
Bottom jungle, yeah, Sandwraith in trouble. Seismic Slam does go off. There's the Lodestone going to be interrupting interrupting the Tempest and stunning 3. Sandwraith does buy back. Not going to be using that ultimate just yet. Just kidding. There goes 2 kills already. Chessie and Minuts on Tempest are down. Rowley going to be trying to drag everybody away. He gets swapped backward, though. Rowley is going to go down right here, as does Torturer. And it looks like will be Limp, the only one to get out of there. Woo! Hellborn team calling the vote to concede, an SG going to be dropping in game number 1 for the 3rd time this weekend. This cycle.
Yeah, that was,
jeez,
that game ended right away. That was faster than I thought. But yep, Chessie, only hope for SG late game. He dies a couple times. They realize that they can, and they lost their opportunity to win early to mid game, and yep, the game like that is just handed to iGee, and they had such good heroes. I mean, if you look at their draft, you go like, how did they get those heroes? And then you realize, hey, they gave them Keeper Tempest, but was that really worth it for SG? And I don't think so at all.
Yeah, I mentioned it during the drafting phase that it almost seemed like Insania had kind of spoon-fed them Keeper of the Forest and said, please, take that Keeper of the Forest, and then instantly picked Sandwraith. And, well, he had to have a good reason for that, and it showed right there. Insania definitely confident with that hero, and for good reason. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going into game number 2 in just a moment here. Internet Gangsters up 1-0 and only one more game away from dropping stayGreen out of this cycle. I feel like we've said that before. I feel like we might have said that just maybe an hour or 2 ago. Yeah, but stayGreen, I mean, they've come back in game number 2 3 times in a row after dropping game number 1 so far this weekend. We'll see if they can make it a hat trick. Panny, we're going to be right back with more HoN Tour coverage right here on Coldcast.
Let's do it.